They say it's one of those pyramid things. Now, this is Warren Buffett. He's the fifth richest man in the world. He's made his money by identifying things to put his money in, and those things increase in sales. They go up in value. That's how he's become very wealthy. So Warren Buffett happens to own three different, not one, not two. He owns three different pyramid things. He replied in quotes, one of the best investments I've ever made. This is Richard Branson. He owns Virgin Airlines. He's a billionaire from the United Kingdom. He was the keynote speaker at the Pyramid Convention 2 years ago. So this is our third billionaire who seems to think that network marketing is the place you ought to be. This is billionaire Carl Icahn. In fact, the headline you see on the screen was from the Financial Times that said billionaire Carl Icahn moving into network marketing. He's probably the 37th richest man in the world. This is your fourth billionaire who seems to think that one of them pyramid things is the place you ought to be. This is Citibank. It is one of the largest financial institutions in the entire United States. Citibank has $2.4 trillion in assets under management. To put that in context, the entire gross national product of France is only 2.6 trillion. This is a bank that's bigger than most countries. Citibank happens to own one of the largest pyramid things in the entire United States. This is Donald Trump. And this quote came long before he was ever a politician. He was on the one of the late night television programs, and he was asked the question, if you lost all of your money, if you didn't have all of the high rises and all of the buildings and all of the golf courses, if you lost everything and you had to start over, how would you make your money? To which Donald replied, if I were starting over today, I would make my millions in the pyramid industry. So this is now five billionaires and a bank bigger than most countries who all think this industry is the place you ought to be. Now, this is Guthrie Ranker. They do about $2 billion a year in sales. They handle some of the most iconic brands in the entire world, from Jennifer Lopez to Cindy Crawford to Victoria Principal. They own part of a network marketing company. This is Steven Scott. He helped pioneer the entire infomercial industry. Many of you might be familiar with his product called the Total Gym. He owns the Total Gym. Chuck Norris, Christy Brinkley, we see the infomercials of people working out. This gentleman has invested in and ran two different network marketing companies. Many of you have probably heard of the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki is the author, one of the financial gurus of our time. And Robert Kiyosaki says network marketing gives people with very low risk a chance to acquire great wealth. In fact, Robert Kiyosaki even wrote a book with Donald Trump called Why We Recommend One of Them Pyramid Things. This is David Bach, one of the financial gurus of our time, who's now a big supporter of network marketing. If you ever read the book Chicken Soup for the Soul, the authors are huge supporters of the network marketing industry. This is Tony Blair, the Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. And Tony Blair said, network marketing is a tremendous contribution to the overall prosperity of the economy. This was the 11th president of India, who said network marketing is the fastest growing business of the 21st century. You should get involved. This is Brian Tracy, one of the most sought after consultants in the world. He stated that the future of network marketing is unlimited. He said there's no end in sight. It will continue to grow because better people keep getting into it. One day, it will be one of the most respected business methods in the world. This is Harry S. Dent Jr. He is an economist who's made all kinds of incredible predictions in our economy, predicted all kinds of major trends. And he says network marketing is the place you ought to be. This is Dr. Charles King. He's a Harvard PhD. He began teaching classes at the University of Illinois. He actually had college classes where you could get credit for taking his collegiate course on one of them pyramid things. He wrote a book called The New Professionals: The Rise of Network Marketing as a Next Major Profession. And by the way, I happen to be quoted in that book. This is Bill Farley. He lives next door to Oprah Winfrey. He's done some of the most iconic brands, from Fruit of the Loom, Christian Dior, Jordache. He is a huge supporter of network marketing. And this is President Bill Clinton, a big supporter of network marketing. This is Paul Zane Pilzer, a leading financial genius, calls the industry the next trillion. This is Tony Robbins, big supporter of network marketing. Stephen Covey, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, huge supporter. Most of you probably don't know that Sprint got its initial customer base from network marketing. So even Sprint used one of them pyramid things to get all their initial customers way back when. These are other famous celebrities, from Megan Fox to Manny Pacquiao, who are involved in the direct selling network marketing industry. It's important to know that trends make you rich. And most people, meaning your friends and family and people you bump into, are on the wrong side of the trend, which is why they're not rich. There were all kinds of people back during the computer revolution that thought it was a fad and gave up. Well, this thing's probably not going to stick around. I don't know if this thing's really going to be the wave of the future. When Amazon.com got started, I remember my father and aunts and uncles telling me that people are not going to buy from people they don't know. If I can't look you in the eye, I'll never buy that. That'll never work. Of course, we laugh at that idea today as Amazon's become the primary way people seem to shop. So even whether it's Amazon, whether it's computers, most people's opinion is on the wrong side of the trend. Now we're going to cover what I call the greatest irony of all. So everyone refers to our industry as one of those pyramid things. And yet it is the only form of business that we know of that does not form a pyramid. In fact, an actual network marketing company looks more like the Washington Monument, the picture you see on the right, than it does the picture you see on the left. They come out like a pyramid on top. They come down very, 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 very deep. They eventually shrink at the bottom. They look nothing like a pyramid in any way, shape, or form. And the further irony is it doesn't matter where you find yourself in the structure. There's probably 100 people that are above Tatiana, but they don't make as much money as Tatiana. So your position in the structure is not what dictates your income. Now, is that true at the place where most people work? And the answer is no. In fact, if I were to ask you in this structure here, and this is the structure of almost any company, any organization in the world, in the United States, and if I said, who makes the most money, we all know the answer. Who makes the second most amount of money? Who makes the least amount of money? Now, if you are, for example, at the Chrysler Corporation and you're making cars, you're one of the people on the floor making cars, can you even make more money than your immediate union supervisor? No, you cannot. It doesn't matter how hard you work. You cannot make more money than the guy above you. What are the odds of the person there at the bottom making cars getting to the top where the CEO is? Meaning you're in a pyramid, and where you fall in the structure dictates your income. And that's how it works in almost every place. Every single person you know works. And if you look at the military chain of command, it's a pyramid. Everything you can think of forms a pyramid. Again, there's 100 people above Tatiana that don't make as much money as Tatiana, meaning where you fall in the structure does not dictate your income. What you do is what dictates your income. The reason most people can't get ahead is that if they're not there working, there is no money. Now, this was outlined by Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, in his book, Cash Flow Quadrant. 5% of the population controls 95% of the money because they figured out a way how to make money while they sleep. And our industry can show you how to do the same thing. This is Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. And in his famous book, Think and Grow Rich, he said the number one reason people fail in life is because they listen to their friends, family, and neighbors. These are all people who probably mean well. Your friends, family, and neighbors are all people who probably mean well, but they're not experts on money, which is why they don't have any. And I'm not saying that's their fault, because their parents probably didn't have any money and their parents' parents probably didn't have any money. So nobody in the family was ever really taught how to get ahead financially. So sometimes they say stuff with the best of intent, but they don't know what they don't know. And I hope that today, at least in the network marketing arena, that you have a better understanding of just how incredible the industry is that you're involved with. You can boldly tell people what you're involved with and better educate your friends and family so that they can look into our industry and discover for themselves how incredible it is. Through that education process, you're going to help your friends and family make a ton of money.